smiling. There were so many days that I had to put extra attention into just smiling. It was so hard to find reasons to smile because I was being bombarded with all this outside the world stuff that was never mine. It was never mine for me to hold. And yet society has said that I need to bear it. I need to bear arms. I need to do this. I need to defend my country. I need to go to college. I need to get good grades. What they're saying is they're telling me what is important to them. They're setting their own precedents. And I am so neurodivergent. If you don't know what it is to be nacho neurotypical, it's not gonna be a good place for you here. It's not a good fit. See, because most people think in a mundane way, because they're part of the program. They went to school, they regurgitated the information, they got the mark that was good enough. And then some of them went to college, they drank too much, partied too much, took regretful actions, and then became in positions of power because of who they know. The United States of America is collapsing because of nepotism, under the foul stench of nepotism and greed and all that stuff that I didn't like those people that went to churches. They gave me the creeps, right? Because they talk about the Bible, and they say, don't be a sinner, and then I'd see them sin. And I'd be like, wait a minute, this don't add up to me. So I was stifled as a youngin'. I was the one that had all this energy and they didn't understand where it came from. They couldn't understand where my source was from. Because they saw this light and darkness doesn't like light. Darkness hates light. So every time darkness tries to come across light, it tries to take it out. And sometimes I've been the darkness, and that's how I know. Sometimes I've been the antagonist, sometimes I've been the jerk, sometimes I've provoked, sometimes I've been the one, the instigator. Because I don't want to be the other person that gets antagonized. So if I antagonize you first, you're just going to leave me alone, right? That doesn't bode good logic. I came from an environment where people were heavily manipulated. I mean, the system that I was born to is such a multifaceted weird thing, but see, then nobody ever told me. My whole bloodline was kept from me. And I just kind of figured it out with like memories that I had. Because my family, they're in central casting. They're the people that are put in positions so the system fails intentionally. Because when you know how when they say, oh, it's nothing personal, it's just business? Well, if it was personal, they'd probably give you a better bargain, right? But it's business. So Stoics think in terms of it's just business, there's no emotion at all. So because they don't have emotion, it used to be that fair trade was like an exchange of monetary value for services. It's not like that anymore. The world's not that way anymore, especially where I live, man. It's everybody, if they can rip you off a couple times, that's good enough, But they ruin their own reputations. People ruin their own reputation. I am very deliberate of not doing anything today that is going to wreck my name for all time. And you have the opposites of me that are of the thinking that they can do whatever they want because of who they are, and they've always gotten out of trouble because of who they are. So when they reach trouble, and trouble says, and they say to them, "Don't you know who I am?" You know, they get out of it because that's just how it's always been. And now people are going to be held culpable. Because all these people that have been in charge for so long, these younger generations, they don't know who you are. They don't care who you are. They don't care about your reputation. They just see a person in front of them that's doing something they shouldn't be doing, like that congressman wasted at McDonald's. I got a DUI on Offutt Air Force Base because I told on myself, and I was walking. I was inside a store, and then that's when I learned their tactics. Like they have tactics, and they know how to read people because they're put in their positions, so they know how, because they're predatory. That's how they're supposed to find the predators, but what they've done is they've befriended the predators in the United States. They made them their friends, their allies. They say, okay, we're going to keep you out of trouble, and you keep us out of trouble, and we'll keep each other, covering each other's little tushies and smacking it at after-hours parties and stuff like that, you know, when the cameras aren't rolling. It's a pretty sad state of affairs. So I learned a long time ago to live locally, like from your heart. Like do the things that make your heart grow. Taking care of mom, and just taking care of things. I'm Cancer rising. I just like taking care of things. It hurts me when I see things that like don't take care of themselves the way they should be taking care of themselves. And we can't mess with them. We can't tell them like, hey, you're doing it wrong, because it's their incarnation. Everybody's having their own earthly experience. It's like their souls went to a library and checked out a book of the story and said, I'm going to live this one out. So I'm sharing a lot more on my local groups now. I'm sharing things that people in Taos don't know about. They don't know there's 86 properties that are over $1 million in Taos County right now. From 1 million up to I think 10 million, or 8 million is the highest. And people aren't moving to Taos, so I think I'm getting ready. I'm going to get ready to put together a presentation to go see the mayor, see what I have to do to go through the process of going and sitting with him and talking with his constituents and just telling them, like, I am just all ideas. All I'm doing is putting out ideas because I want to help people, because I've always been the one that needed help and didn't get it, so I had to learn to circumvent. Adapt and overcome is what they teach you. But people, they give them too many Chromebooks, and they don't know how to do that no more. When I worked at Creighton University back in, 2010, I worked there. University, I worked in radiology for a year, and then I worked on the university side from a group of kids being freshmen, and then I saw them graduate senior year, and then I left. So a cycle. And people do like 5 cycles of that, and that's their career. And I'm like, I can't live in other people's loops, so I left. Plus it was so misogynistic, and it was just such a freaking sausage fest. I had to leave the Jesuit University of Creighton. It was the best job I ever had, and I quit it because it was so toxic. Like, I can't be bought. I can't be bought. So if people have a price, they're not going to like me. That's why my existence is so small, because I can't be bought. I don't have a price. Like, they tried to make me put mom in, or have me put mom in a home. My brother said, you need to put mom in a home and go get a job so you can have a W-2 and then retire. So he wanted me to do that so he could justify his own actions. My mom was adopted. She lived the first 3 years of her life in an orphanage. If you don't know nobody that's ever been from an orphanage, that lived in an orphanage, like, I remember watching Little Orphan Annie going, that was my mom. That's my mom, you know, but Daddy Warbucks never came to save her. Do you see Daddy War? But actually, Daddy Warbucks. Now that I think of it, I just got the joke of that. Daddy Warbucks. So as a there's a guy in the industrial military complex. Mom's dad that adopted her was in the program. He was Robert Stinson. He was a dude that, or no, not Stinson. Robert Yoakum. He was born and raised in Portales, New Mexico. He was a mayor someplace in New Mexico, I think Silver City. These are just stories that I heard in my life. They could be all false, they could be true. Whatever. You know, that's how I look at history. When I read history books, I'm like, this could be false, this could be true. You know what I mean? It's whatever the man says, this is how it is, right? Yeah? Okay, so, and then, so yeah, and they didn't have kids. Mom was born in an orphanage, and then like, so they're programmed by like the military, because they made the military to give people jobs, but instead of defending this country, they got caught up in seeing the world. So every time a group of men wanted to go, you know, chase tail in Asia or whatever, they just put a base there. You know, they wanted this kind of gal or guy, it don't matter. Put a base there, and then you can put a golf course there, and you can fly around, and we can tell the American people that we're exercising, that we're doing this all for national security, to keep you safe. We're going on vacation, we're paying ourselves hazardous duty pay, tax-free. Understand, when they go over, when we create war zones, then we go over, and then it's a dangerous place that we made, and then we pay ourselves. We pay ourselves tax-free and hazardous duty pay. And I saw guys at Greece, like, that were from Guards Group in San Bernardino that came out just for the kickoff so they could get a little ribbon to say that they were a part of it. And they intentionally flew out, and they filled the plane with a bunch of, hey, you want to come? Want to come? Want to come? Sure, come. I didn't get invited. No, I'm good. I didn't get it. Even if I got invited, I wouldn't go because it's dishonest. You're robbing American people when you fly 45 minutes into over Iraq because we bombed them, and they do it at midnight from month to month. If you notice this, they do military engagements at like the end of the month or the beginning, so they cover 2 months, so they can do this, and they flew. Oh, the guy told me about this. He said, yeah, we flew in 20 minutes at the end of March, turn around, clock flipped April, got it for April, and then came back. Yeah, that's what the I'm here to tell you what the industrial military complex is, because I was there. I saw it. I saw it. I was there. I found this camera in my backpack. I tabbed my backpack. I took it everywhere. I found this camera in it was like, I used to take those disposable wedding cameras every place with me. And I had one, and I was like, I just started taking pictures because I'm a journalist. I want to report the truth. And this is the flight line of Suda Bay in Crete, the island of Crete. I walked amongst the gods because energy never dies. So it's all show of force. But they're only showing their, but if the world does that, it's just a waste of money, then the world's going to get mad. These, I get triggered, but I know all my triggers. What trigger? These are all Humvees. All of these is just a row of like 100 Humvees right off the manufacturers. And they didn't even start selling them till different stories. I look it up at different points of time in history, and some things say one thing. So this is what war's about. And then they get a day off, and then they hang out by the pool. Cold chiller poolside. crew chiefs and shit. You drive around, you look at stuff in Greece. This evidently was like the Communist Party headquarters there. I don't know. It's all Greek to me, but I got to go to Gilligan's Island. I remember walking by this place and I was like, man, that's like Gilligan's Island. I'm in Gilligan's Island right now. I got to play in a pool. Let's be in the infinity pool in the Panorama Hotel. This is the Panorama Hotel. That's the hotel I got to stay in. This is this pool. That's this pool. Little slick sleeve. Then I ended up in Taos, New Mexico. When I was a little kid, I always wanted to know where this nose came from, right? Came from Mom. Mom was adopted, right? We ended up in Taos, New Mexico in 2020. After we moved to Taos, we found out Mom was born in Taos County. And through a couple of conversations with people on the internet, I found where Mom came from. Her. This nose comes from her. She was an ugly woman because she had too many kids. So I didn't have kids because I didn't want to end up an ugly woman. I get my horns from her. But I can't hate her because I wouldn't have my life if it weren't for her. That's Priscilla Cisneros. She's generationally from Cuesta, New Mexico. Mom's bloodline has been here for hundreds of years. That's my grandma. She died the year I went to war in 2003. Who gets to find out who the woman that, threw their mom away is and then gets to go and forgive them? Because I can't hate. I cry because I want to hate. I want to get mad. I want to rage. I want to get all the stuff in me out. I can't do that. I have to be peace on earth. I have to be peace on earth. I can't let them provoke me. I must be peace on earth. I can't use my satire, and I can use my jokes. So be careful not to hate the people that you're related to. Your aunt, don't hate people. You got the same face. I have that woman's face. That's my grandma. I just got this picture a couple of years ago. I was 51 years old when I first saw who my grandma was because my mom was adopted and thrown away to an orphanage. Lived her first 3 years in an orphanage. So I exist to teach people, don't throw your babies away because then they don't know how to nurture their kids. And then their kids grow up all hard and tough like me. Only Mom also taught me how to control my emotions and to contain whatever I have within me. And I look out in the world and I see a population of people that are putting hands on people because they didn't get the same memo. They're letting their demons win. Too many people are letting their demons win. Don't let your demons win, man. Don't let them. Don't let your demons make you a bitch. Make your demons your bitch. Wait, don't let your demons make you their bitch. You make your demons your bitch. There. That was hard. I wonder what kind of little coins those people on the Lincoln, the USS Lincoln, are gonna get. I got this one. I'm not like a coin gatherer. You have people that have shadow boxes and they gather coins like little Pokemon tokens, but they're military and defending the world. But they're not. They're little boys collecting Pokemon tokens. And so this one, there is only 200 printed. I got 125. This is where George Bush came on 9/11. And I gave him the old one-finger salute out the 8-shop hanger drawer. Because that guy was been a trash heap ever since I was a kid. The power behind the mission. Whoa. We are not bottom bitches. Age or not. Ooh. I got this the same year my grandma died, but I didn't find out she was my grandma until later. My life is not in the right order. In honor of freedom, dedication to the mission, they lost the plot of what the mission was supposed to be. And then I collected these coins. I have more of these coins than military coins. They all say the same thing. They have little numbers on them. They got like the triangle and the circle. I heard it. I can't see it though. Go ahead, keep this. Oh, there it is. Alright. I think I'm going to have to go get a pump for the swamp cooler and swap it over. It's pretty simple. I'm not going to sit here in the heat and nobody's going to come and do it for me. I'll just do it myself. That's why I went into the military specifically to be a mechanic, because I didn't want to be like Mom when we were growing up and stressing out because she couldn't fix things herself. She had the capacity, she just didn't have the knowledge. If she had somebody show her how to do things, she could have been rebuilding engines and stuff like that. She has all the ambition. A lot of people do. They just don't have access. Because they don't want that. Look at, what is that? 10? This is 14. That's the last one I got. 14. The Serenity Prayer on the back. And then with every group and club, there's clubs and groups within the groups. I remember people talking to me about this, but I wasn't really picking up on it. I'm slow about stuff because I'm naive. I'm Asperger's. They said I'm Asperger's. I just mask better than a lot of people, because people just go with the program of, they create a world where you have to act like they do on TV, and if you don't, call the police. If you don't act in ways that are comfortable for me, call the police. Where I live in Taos County, they just put out this is a memo that they put out to the town yesterday in email. It's a press release. Town of Taos. The town of Taos is aware of recent community conversations and social media posts expressing concerns about safety and alleged incidents of violence and harassment within Taos parks. People are getting raped and killed down there. That's a real nice way to soften it up, but whatever, whatever, bureaucrats. The safety and well-being of everyone who uses our parks and public spaces is important to us. We take concerns regarding violence, threats, harassment, or unsafe behavior seriously. I was at that park when the sheriff freaking detained me illegally. So it's hard to tell who the bad guys and who the good guys are. We also encourage our community to report incidents or concerning behavior directly to law enforcement. The first thing I did is I shared the video of me and Deputy Doofus of Taos County to the sheriff. I said, your deputies need more training. Never heard a word back from nothing. Crickets from the man in charge. I walked by the policeman, the chief of he had one of the uniforms, and I was like, "You're a disgrace to that uniform, whatever uniform that is. You might want to tuck your shirt in, make yourself look like you're somebody." No? Oh, okay, machismo. Bye. Be well. Peace out. Yeah. Nah. People are going to start going back to playground justice, because they already do that here. They don't like some, but that's the thing is, like, there's too many people altered. It's too much of an altered state. There's too many, like, I'm happy to, I quit weed 3 months ago. I quit smoking weed 3 months ago. I don't like smoking. I like the effects of smoking, the actual act of smoking. I never liked it. I started smoking Dijon clove cigarettes when I was like 15 years old because I like the effects of it. Let my body release. It let my body untense because I live in a tense existence. I don't have earth in my chart. All the intensity of me, I have no place to put it. So I'm like one of those capacitors, and I discharge myself. I try to do it in positive ways, and I discharge my, like it's summer, so air conditioners have a capacitor, and they get so much energy from the heat from the ambient air. It's just it's too much, and it blows. And we're the same way. Humans are like a capacitor. We get energy, and then we use that energy to do things. The idea is productivity. That ain't a thing, really. But people don't have a place to discharge anymore. They just have to go around and act like they're okay all the time because they want the world to think they're okay. But they need help, and they don't want to admit it. I've been asking for help for years, and that's when I started figuring out that the system is designed to employ people without souls. So the constituents that have souls that go to you and say, I need help. I come to a place in my life that I can't solve my own problems, so I'm looking at you to help me live how I want to live. And they're like, no, access denied, because I don't get to live. I'm at work. I don't get to live my life how I want to live it at 100%. So no, I'm going to feel better about myself by telling you no. And that's what society's been. Society's been that. And now you have all these haves and have-nots. This division of have and has-nots. And then you don't have quite as many, and you still have the division of people that contain themselves and people that don't. I didn't contain myself back in April, and I'm learning the lessons of that now. If I look at it one way, I could be a lot further in life had I done it. If I look at it in a different perspective, I'm cool. So I'm going to be in the I'm cool. I put 10 grand into my car. And I need it to freaking, I want a reliable vehicle, and that's just what you spend where I live for a reliable vehicle. I don't have faith in new things because you're paying more for less now. People are paying so much, and they're not getting near what they're paying for. What you're getting is what the person you're paying thinks that they're worth. That's what you're getting. See, ever since I was a little kid, Mom said, Marge, you're priceless, you're priceless, you're priceless. And I'm autistic. I think backwards. I started thinking I wasn't worth anything. And so I was like, all right, well, I'll just give myself away for free. Then I went to AA, and they taught about for fun and for free. And then so I came up with this whole ass movement I've been trying to quietly build with other people that don't want to fucking cooperate with me. I had to break my own will to learn how to cooperate with others. And it's just my karmic joke that I can't find people to cooperate with me. It doesn't matter. I've been on the socials for years and years. I've probably posted hundreds and thousands, 100,000 posts. And it's just a timing thing, I'm sure. I need to put the old lady neck stuff on. Where's the old lady neck stuff? I see myself in the mirror. And there goes the characters. That's it, though. You don't like how they get flabby arms? I'm 52. How many 52-year-olds' arms don't fucking flap in the wind? Give me a break. At least my arms don't flap in the wind at the car shows. I don't go to car shows. I think mundane things are trite. I'm certain that we could have people in a lot more positions of comfort in life if we created a trickle up economics instead of this trickle down stuff. See, me and my brother were two sides of the same coin, only he is the program. And I live to obliterate, I don't want to obliterate him, I just want to obliterate the systems in which he is a little puppet for. And if that, if he learned how to detach himself like I had to with all the circumstances in his life, I'm sure he'll just see the value in the lesson. I've been posting a picture of him on social media in his military uniform declaring him as my abuser. Because he abused me. Like, he physically assaulted me, and he's a lawyer, and he knows what physical assault is, and he's read a lot of cases where he saw monsters do what he did, but maybe they're not so bad. Maybe his bratty little sister deserved it, so then monsters get out of prisons because monsters create the system to decide who gets to get locked up. My mom got locked up in the Atascadero State Mental Hospital. I got taken away from her. I got separation anxiety still. I'm a lot better. It still exists. I still think it doesn't matter who you are to me. One day I'm going to die, or you're going to die. Everybody leaves. Whether you leave it in a, horizontal. Oh, I still have this thing. I haven't brought it. This is the first. This is how they get you hooked on coins. When I was in basic training back in 2000, it was winter. It was cold. We just finished Warrior Week. We had an ice storm back then. We were like sleep. It was like being in war. Only they played bombs dropping. They like mocked, mimicked incoming and all that. So you get in the same headspace if you want to. And then at the end of it, they're like, okay, now you're an airman now. You're an airman now. And then they give you this little coin. I don't know, every generation has different coins. So this is my generation. It says the United States, and that should say farce. That should say United States Air Farce, right? And then on the back of it, it says Air Farce core values. Integrity first, service before self, excellence in all we do. And now you have the Department of Defense that has to be taken everywhere by his handler wife because he can't be trusted not to be nipping the sips. Because he's a drunk, because alcohol binds people. Alcohol makes them do things that they wouldn't do if they wouldn't mess with alcohol. Like, it makes them drink. I can't tell you how many times before I got sober I would wake up and be like, I'm not going to drink today. Because I felt like so awful. I didn't want to make myself feel awful until I started feeling better. As soon as I started feeling better, I instantly forgot how awful I felt. And then it would be on. I'd be planning what I'd do for, how I'd be getting schnocked. Is Vegas still look like this? Are there still people like that in Vegas? Is that still a thing? This is why I don't like clubs. I'm not a fan of clubs because of that. Full of a bunch of mean guys. I did get to go here though. Did you know you could go to the pass that only cost you like $3,000? That's the Grand Canyon. You go rafting Grand Canyon. I bet it's a lot lower now. They're still doing trips though. There's still rafts, people paying rafts to go down there. That's a pretty, I've been taking pictures for this is, when I worked at Creighton, the Tibetan monks, I was a kid, 15, they'd have free Tibet bumper stickers in Reading. And I'm like, what's that about, that far off land? Then I go work at a college, and these Tibetan monks came here, and that's all sand. This is all sand. That's made with sand. They have these long scoops, and they fill up the sand, and they just kind of, some of them like bump it, like they have their own cadence, and then they put what's inside them, and they make these. It's sketched out first. It's kind of like, then they have a big old ceremony at the end. I like horses. It's Year of the Horse. Year of the Horse. A lot of people are going to get knocked off their high horse. A lot of them are. Okay. So let's see. I need to delete that picture. That was. That's a cool picture. Is that place there? Still? I don't know. World changes every day, so hard telling. Here's some orange sky. Boop! I like the skies in 1,000 feet up. Because then you see those too. Boop! We got a lot of changes up here. The air's thinner too. But that's cool. We got nice skies. Oh, here's an old. I used to dress like this when I go to concerts and AA meetings. I got Pisces and Venus, so I'm all about color. That's why I make these stickers. Straight people like rainbows too. I'm autistic. They said I had Asperger's. My brother said that that he made fun of it like I was like I was a burger between two buns. That's what that's what I think. Like I'm not a butt burger. That's just what when do you have Asperger's? That's just how you think. So I put these up everywhere. I'm trying to get them all over the United States. So if you let me know what your address is, and then this is I'll trade you. All I want is a picture of it. That's all I want. Wherever you live, on a pole, on a post. I just want a picture of it on a sign. And then I have magnets too. But you'd be surprised how many surfaces aren't metal, yet they look metallic. I told the guys at the flower shop that I go to get candy. I'll get candy because that's the only medicine I can do. I told them I took a picture and then posted it. Best candy in Taos. Nushi. Wait, that's not gonna work. Turn it off. Turn off green screen. There. Back to Earth. So I just want like that. Put my stuff everywhere and then take a picture. And then I got a map of the United States. And I want to put pins on it wherever my sticker is all over the United States. See how far I can reach. And then I'm going to take this idea and then present it to the mayor and say, give me funding, and I'll see if I can bring people to Taos because more and more people are leaving than coming. Or maybe the wrong people are coming, because I lived here 5 years, and I don't know if there's ever been a time where I remember a note from the teacher saying that your town's not safe. Just make it safe again. How do you do that? You teach people how to find the peace within themselves, and then that'll catch like wildfire instead of the frijoles fire that's up over to, what is it now? Where now? Up to. What's the frijoles fire stats now? Sing at. How many acres burned and personnel? Actually, give me the timeline from when the fires began, because they had 133 people working on it for days. Now it's like 800. Imagine how quick the fire would have gone out had they just put 800 men on the fire when it was small, instead of letting it go. Oh, I'll come out if it gets bad. I'm going to go to the car show instead. I got the car show this weekend. I can't go fight a fire. Or all the PlayStations and all that stuff out there. I can't go put out the fire. I gotta get this next level. Like, you know what I mean? Like, if this, then that. You got too many people doing that. Less over there. There's 2 million people in New Mexico. 855 are showing up to put out a tire. See, a fire, I'm always thinking, man, I'd go. Someone comes out and hangs out with mom. I would go get an excavator and I would go do shit too. Because I'm a doer. I'm a prime number, so I do things. I'm not a composite number. I I can't just sit around and wait for things to fall into me. What? They couldn't find any active fire in New Mexico? I'm gonna ask it. You haven't heard of the Frijoles fire? Are you drunk? Ask AI if it's drunk. See, you gotta tell it it's dumb, because it's gonna tell you what you should believe in. I said Frijoles fire. You interpreted, dictated, and printed it misspelled. Not me. Sucker bitches. Wrong from dictation. I learned a lot about dictation when I worked in a radiology department. They had power scribe. You had these doctors sit around. They'd be like, patient is presenting, blah, 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 period, blah, 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 period, comma. And they have to put in the punctuation too. I'm sure they're loving this AI stuff, because then their naps can be longer. I finally figured out why you have to wait so long in the middle of the night when you're poor. It's because the people are sleeping and don't want you to be bothered with you, because they'll make you wait while they're taking their nap. I watched okay, now I just taught it I taught AI how to spell Frijoles fire. Started August 4th at 6:57 p.m. from lightning, and as of last night, it's up to 15,186 acres and 38% contained, with 866 personnel. Give me the timeline of how many personnel started were dispatched day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4, day 5, day 6, day 7, day 8, day 9, day 10, day 11 of the fire. You gotta tell it what to do, it ain't gonna know. You gotta break it down to the highest common denominator. Lowest common denominator? That's me. I'm the lowest common denominator. Let's see what it says. Mom, you waking up? You ready to get up soon? It got 75 in here. I think I was so heated that I made it hot in here. People don't realize that. Like, when you have electronic components, those are going to make as much heat in your environment as like you're adding to the ambient air by like I add to the cool air blowing around. I make it warmer by having all the electronic devices, so it's like a balance. So I have like fans out there. I have them in different rooms, so it's just like a swirling motion, so I don't get too hot. 200 acres, lightning strike, 200 to make it. No head count yet. Initial attack listed as 1 bulldozer, United States Forest Engine, 461, Santa Fe hot shots plus smoker jumpers and multiple aerial sources. Day 2, no public personnel number yet. Fire growing in steep Pecos wilderness. Scouting for fire. Scouting for line. Day 3, August 6, no public number. Type 3 team order. Day 4, Thursday, August 7th, command transition to Type 3 incident management team at 7 a.m. So it took 4 days for them to get a management team out at the fire. See, agency, they're slackers, man. Slackers are fit. They're not fluffy. So that's how I can tell, like, who's a slacker, because they don't got no energy in them that tells them to move and then they move. They got energy in them that says sit there and make somebody else do it. So this is what we get. Day 5, Friday, August 8th. AM size 500 acres, containment 0%, fuels ponderosa timber, total personnel 68. 5 days in, only 2 million people in all of New Mexico couldn't be bothered to tear themselves away from the car show. Or baby face, or some worthless, useless other thing that people find their focus on. Day 6, Saturday, August 9th. AM, 2,052 acres, containment, 0%, total personnel, 86. PM, fire has burned 3,000 acres, 0% containment, total personnel, 101. 1 weekend, Sunday, August 7th. Size, 3,290 acres, containment, 0, total personnel, 101. Day 8, no new personnel count published, 6,214 acre fire figures start showing up. CIMT, 8 in brief for next day. Day 9, August 12th, your 133 day. The fire has grown to 6,214 acres a week after it started. 133 people working on it. 133 out of a million? Not good odds, really. That was day 9. Day 10, as of 6 a.m., August 13th. Fast. Day 12, 8,921 acres, 544 personnel, and by August 20th, it was 5,186 acres, 866 personnel with night ops. See, if they would just dispatch 800 people, it doesn't matter how small the fire is, oversaturate that with just throw people on it to put it out, it would never grow to that. If you pay people in the beginning less time for their efforts, more hands, less work, but they don't do it. So hopefully I can try and find people to help me get through to these people that will stop shooting their own people in the foot. Do you see Darth Vader on the internet go to a city council hall meeting and talk about how they're helping him? They're helping Darth Vader. Did you see that? Darth Vader's like, hey, thanks for putting all these SWAT cameras up because it's helping me so much be a creeper. Did you see that? You know? I think a lot of people are angry because they don't have nothing to show for their life. Bobby, when I was a kid, she used to try to teach me things like, don't buy stuff like candy because it's not going to last. You won't have anything to show for it later. Do things that you're going to have things to show for in life. And so I did. I'm like a broad Forrest Gump in real life. I ain't a fake like that Hank's cream. I collected 14 of these, made some of them keychains, gave some keychains to other people. I just lived a really hard, sad life, and I don't want other people to go through what I went through. So then I collected those, and none of this stuff I'm going to take with me. One day I'm going to take my last breath. Hopefully it'll be after Mom, and I don't got to worry so much. But we got work to do before then. I still got, as long as I got a breath in my lungs and I got an idea a thought in my head, and I got a spark in my heart that initiates it all, and makes it all congruent, then I'm going to keep giving my stickers away. I want to do pop-up karaoke. I want to do community building events for people so that they can build amongst themselves, and they don't even got to like me. That's all I got for now. Thanks for hanging out. Hope you have a rad day. Peace.